Hi, this is Dear Damson, and today we're doing another painting tutorial of Lighthouse on a canvas board with watercolor. And the reason why I'm choosing a watercolor, we can do with acrylics and make it look like a watercolor, but watercolor, I think I have done only one tutorial, so I just wanted to do another one. Acrylics will be easier for beginners than watercolor, but hey, experiment, see what happens. Now, when I place the pages from the book onto my canvas board, I only put Mod Podge between the canvas board and the pages, not on the top, because Mod Podge would not absorb. And you can use other glues, but just make sure it's not gonna go on top of your page. And if there is a Mod Podge that seep through, we're gonna find out, we'll see. But of course, it's paint, just paint. So if something doesn't work with my watercolor, because I'm experimenting with it, I will probably add a little bit of acrylics on places where it's not absorbing very well. And I will restrict myself to only those two brushes, so we'll see what's gonna happen. A number 4 and a number, so this is a flat one quarter, and this is a 4, so 1/4 and a 4 round. All right, now since this paper is not actually watercolor paper, it's from a book, I am not going to get it all wet. So I have a sky, I have water, and I have dunes here, and then I have the tower. So what I'm gonna do is I wish I have a bigger round brush, but guess what? We're gonna use what it's being given to us. I feel like this will be perfect for my later painting. So I'm gonna use the flat brush, and I'm gonna scoop a little bit of white and blue and more white. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start, let's point you guys the right direction. I'm gonna start from the top, and I am going to do a fast one. So let's see if we can do this painting in 15 minutes. I am just applying a little bit of paint, and I'm dirtying my white. Not the best thing to do, but okay, so I'm pulling the clouds sideways using a little bit of paint. So far, it's looking good, because I knew if there's a problem, it will be on the seam between the pages. So, but also it looks kind of cool because you can totally tell what that is. And this book is, pages are from Robinson Crusoe. It was honestly breaking my heart, ripping the book apart to get the pages. But I kind of went over my fear. I hate destroying books. But maybe that's not going to be just destroyed, it's going to be painted on and saved and hang on the wall, and in a way probably more like an advertisement for the book than destroying. I'll just say that, I'll talk myself into that. Okay, so how fast am I moving? Pretty fast. Let me put my glasses on. Why not? Hey, I can see now. I can actually read what's on the pages. Okay, so I'm gonna apply just a little bit of darkness, so no white, but it's transparent, so it's good. Now I do not, even though the Mod Podge probably will hold the page in place and it's not gonna crumble, if it starts crumbling, when it dries, it's gonna flatten. But even if it doesn't dry, I was thinking that could be a cool effect, so I'm not gonna worry about that. All right. some blue here. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen if I apply tons of white, because I have the wording behind. It will actually make them a little bit transparent, which will show like there is something on top of these words. And I'm gonna use a little more white. I think I pushed my white into the black. That's okay. Let's see if I can take some of that. Alright, so I'm using white and blue. And the blue that I'm using, I think it's this one, I'm sure it is. Yes, it's ultramarine. So it's pretty much like navy blue. All right, so our ocean, I just kicked my camera on the top. It's okay. So my ocean, I'm gonna just try that other blue, and it's probably more like the water. So I like in my other paintings, I'm creating the horizon line and I'm trying to be a little bit straighter. And then I have a slope a little bit on the dunes coming, or the beach coming into the water. So I am going to get this line where it's leveled with the ocean in. And again, what direction I'm moving horizontally, because my element is horizontal. Now, if we're painting Van Gogh, Van Gogh just does the Van Gogh thing, and you don't have to quite follow certain things. Ooh, I love when I put watercolor paint in the water. All right, there is the water. How fast was that? So we have kind of a transparent water, transparent sky. Can we go further? Of course. And go out there, check how other people use watercolor, because everybody probably will use it a little bit different. So I'm gonna go for the dunes, and I'm using this. It's a yellow ochre, so I'm gonna add a little bit yellow and a little bit white to it, and pretty much that's gonna do it for me. Too thick, so I'm gonna go in a little bit more with water. So now this paper is not watercolor paper, so it's not really transferring the paint away. Watercolor paper will help you actually with the paint. This one just absorbs it and doesn't go anywhere. Because if I do water right here, my paint's gonna try to travel around with it, not on this. So we're gonna have to work a little harder. There is the dunes here. But I think the most important thing doing that is leaving those pages to be visible. We're just gonna do that. Maybe he's coming home at this point. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of darkness right here. Have only water on my kind of semi-dirty brush. I'm just adding it in certain empty spots, making it two-tone versus just one. There's this. Please let me know what do you think about the videos. I'll be happy to hear from you. So, okay. So what are we gonna do with the tower? We have lines that are going upwards. We have a place here where a person can actually walk and observe. And then the light tower is on the top roof. And it looks like, it's not an antenna, but it's probably for the storm, for lightning pole. And we're gonna think light is coming from this direction, so we're gonna have more shadow on that side. Now I can do it grayish, which probably will be cool. So, but I'm mixing my black with blue, a little bit of white, wash it almost, make sure I'm transparent, not too much. And I'm gonna do, so it's a bluish gray, and I'm going to do some lines. There is my window. There is another little shadow underneath this. Also shadow underneath that part. Like outlining it in a way. So now I'm going to take more white and apply a little bit of that on my tower. More white. A bit darker than the previous. There it is. Not too dark. So I'm going from this end, which is in shadow, coming closer to the light side. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the ocean blue and I'm gonna add it to my window. And also I'm going to add it to this windows on the top. This is where the light is. And a little bit, because if our lighthouse is white, sometimes white can take blue colors, and we have so much blue around that it will not be a bad thing for us to do, to add a little bit of that blue. Because it's shadow. So here is one thing we don't have. We don't have purple, so I'm going to mix it purple. I use 2 reds and it mixed a little bit with the brown. That's okay. Don't mind it because I'm using very little. So if we have a window, the light is coming from this direction, but the window shadow will be on the light side because it's a hole inside. So we have light hitting more on the opposite side. So it's kind of like a reverse light. Okay. So perfect. Let's get a little bit of green. Get a little bit of yellow, and like I said, there's tons of both. Alright, so putting a little bit of grass here, and I'm making it more yellow than dark green. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of darker green just in the base or one side. So we have that again, shadow light effect. Let's see if I use white. Again, because this is a paper that it's not absorbing paint the same way as watercolor paper will. Actually, I can see the white pretty good because of the words, I guess. That's kind of cool. Alright, so the top needs a little more help. Let's make a red roof. Let's mix with a little bit of brown. red roof to pure red roof will be too much. So I mixed it with a little bit of brown. Now, the first line I'm doing is kind of like a L shape on the dark side. Then I washed my brush a little bit. And in this case, because the paper is not like a watercolor paper, I have to have more paint on my brush than what I will have with a watercolor, because the paper is going to help that wet area to get some of the paint from that side. But this paper, the paint does not travel, it just goes into one place and that's it. So we're working it a little harder, but that's okay. Alright, one shadow side, one light side. Perfect. Let's increase the shadow here. Send out more. Okay. And I think this is going to be our super light, and you see how it's bubbling here a little bit? That's okay. When it dries, it's gonna flatten again, because when it's wet, it gets a little bit bigger. And when it dries, the molecules will shrink back to its original, and this is it. So this is our tutorial for today, and here is our lighthouse. Thanks for coming. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next week.